This is Gerald Johan van Waas and the educational channel in support of the theory which I called the sounding form. And this theory is developed in the development of the word in this book as volume 1. There's also some extras in the application of the word concerning the same ideas that you can find in several scripts and other subjects that are that you can also find. The theory shows you that there exists a natural language, which I also call the word, a natural language which guides us, which has a structure, which is a natural structure that shows you how every letter combination in words is a true direction that directs you into the meaningful ideas that expresses the words and that expresses also a direction in which you need to think, need to associate words, need to associate these words further. All the letters have certain orientations in time and space. The letter combinations have a tendency to form themselves also with forms in a certain way, but you have to know how to do so, and this theory, which is developed in sound in form, is mostly about that direction, even though you can have different layers that show you that there's even more than just a formation of forms and directions, but that's not something I will emphasize too often. I will emphasize mostly on the formation process, which you can learn, and in the meanwhile you can learn the directions. You can learn to recognize the directions, and you can learn to recognize why certain features change by combining certain letters. And in the last couple of videos I use this two letter combinations to show you how already a letter combination directs you in a certain direction in every word that has this letter combination. In this video I will demonstrate the letter combination of B with L with a lot of demonstrations. So the B is something that we know is forming itself in a numerical way, that it is more than 2, it becomes 3. That's not enough if you only know that. It also means that something is enlarging itself, and it is enlarging itself larger than itself, and it will connect something extra. Because of the L that will come out of it, we will combine it with L. We will also, this will connect itself to the letter, to this number 2 mostly, so it will show itself in its elements, in its content. It can double itself, its size, it can double its features, so that it can show very well what is forming here. So B plus L will show the difference, what is forming itself, and this region where the elements, the new elements, will form itself gradually outwardly, will be shown how it will do that and what it will filter in that process. So something is coming out of it, something is evolving of it, and something will show its difference. You can see where I land there at the end, and I will find in that very small area that is almost pressed out, but still possible to withhold something, so to take something out or to keep something in is possible. Depending on the next letters, we will focus on this area in various different ways. We will start with the first word. We'll first start with the word BLADE. Here I have a lot of words that I worked out. Most of them are in this video. So the A we know is the white area, so we start on the white area with BLADE. The next letter is the D, so there will be a pressured area, so we will emphasize the white area which is pressed out. And then we will come to A, or a center point of vision, which also has underlying it without as an emphasis, because we don't express it, we only write it down with the E. So there is an evolving part as well, but that's the emphasis. It's not what we have to draw. So what do we have at the end? The blade will be this very small area on top that has been pressed out in this white area, and that's the part that we are focusing upon with blade. So let us compare with everything that has the word blade as an expression. So we have the thin part of a leaf, we have this sharp part of the knife, or even the sharp part of the grass. That's what I found by looking up definitions, and they fit with that small area that I expressed there with letters. So there's a full, so I look at the full length into the what is the pressure point there in a small area, in a certain white area that has a certain there can be a certain pressure. We will have the blade, the sharp blade is there. BLAAR or blister is this is a Dutch word, so we will have the double A, so we have both areas will be visible. So this will be also, because of the R, into a time frame where we'll have connections in this different parts of the process. So BLAAR will show that there will not only be this connecting part, there will be evolve something from it. The A is a place where something will evolve from it, out of it. That's what the BLOT is already. So here something will evolve out of a certain space in over a certain time frame, and this will have a connection in this time frame. Once we know what the R is about, this is also in it. It's not expressed in there, but that's why the arrows are there. The arrows are the evolutionary processes in time and the connecting points. So I hope you know what I mean. But anyhow, it is something that can evolve out of a process in a certain place, as you can have there in the blister. Let's compare it with English words. Blister is much more focused on this interaction that is there in the middle. So something is in or out, and there is an interaction with the R as well in the end, and the S and the T are the processes at a certain point where they are interconnecting. That's what you have. So it's still the same thing as BLAAR, but expressed in a different way. I have BLAS, which is a Dutch word, has 3 different meanings. It is to blow, it is a blister as well, but it can also be a bladder. So I have here the B, the L area, the A, large, I will put it as a large area that goes from the middle to the outside. The S always has to come at the outside, so the S is the effect that we'll have. So what we will have here, by this pressure, there will be the sense of an accumulating pressure. That's what I can sense with from B to L, getting more form. more area with double A and S. So the BLAS is expressed like this. Let's find out the images on the internet. So I have the BLAS or the blow, I have the BLAS or the blister, I have the BLAS or the bladder. In fact, they are all the same words, even if they have seemingly different meaning. In letter combinations, they are the same word as it is. Let's focus on blood. If I make the structure where I can put the blood on, there I have this point which should describe it all, and I will make the freedom to compare it with all the kinds of blood, leaf, sheet, blade. So the structure can fit there. There has a certain thickness with D, but because of the T, the blood, with as expressed as T, it should be very minimal as a pressure point there. So every leaf that I can imagine could still fit into the structure, and even the leaf, the blood that I know as a tray, a dienblad, so that's also this is also a blood. This is a kind of blood. That's a Dutch word that's also used for blood. It still fits in the same area. If I put it into 3 dimensions, okay, we have the association of it is a plate that is used to serve. There's a pressure point and you can put something on it, on the point that is there. The T is can be a function of a place, can be a function of making a difference. It's there as a reference point. Take it or leave it. Let's go to the next example. BLES compared to BLES with a double S. The BLES with a single S is a Dutch word. I'm not sure if there is an English word for it, but let's see what I have as images. The BLES can be the kind of painted sign on the horse. It can also be a hair that is hanging before your eyes almost. That's the BLES. With a double S, this S or effect will enlarge, and it will have more or less the effect as that, not just like a hand before your eyes, but it's like a hand above your head. It gives you a kind of protective idea. That's how I associate it. You can say like, okay, you are fantasizing now, but the structure of BLES is starting from there and it's enlarging. I sometimes have difficulties with where I can start it or where I have to end it, but it has to be at the end, at the edges, at the border. It has to have an effect over there. That is surely what is there. I will express the S in some other videos better that I can make some examples for myself a little bit, then make it more easy to be 100% correct. But it shows the BLES of the hair, and it shows the BLES of the hand above the head. It's not so far to go from a BLES to a blessing. Maybe the BLES of the hair tool or the blessing. Who knows that a hand above the head, as we say it, can help you so much that it will become a blessing in the end. Now I have also BLOOS, BLOT and BLOOT. BLOOS means blush, to blush, and BLOT means naked, and BLOT means bold. BLOT, I just wanted to make a difference that we also have the word blot in a certain context. Blottekop is a Flemish word. in context of the head, so it's not used as a separate word, and we hardly understand it without the association, but I still use it because you can see that the focus is on one point instead of 2 points. So, but we first look up, or if we can find an image of blues or blush. So let's look for an emoji, and yes, it fits quite well for this emoji. BLOOT for the word naked. In our context of how we perceive nakedness nowadays, there's also a taboo sphere there, and the taboo sphere is mostly about what makes the difference between a man and a woman. That's not the nakedness, that's the nakedness of our taboos sphere. The first thing that we associate with nakedness is not focusing on the difference between the sexes. It's about the first nakedness that we encounter are the boobs and the button, of course. So here you can see the eyes looking up, there are boobs at the same time, and it's a button. It's a fantasy, of course, but it fits. Like with blush, it fits. It's a fantasy of a structure. Within the structure, it can easily make associations. See it as a fantasy or not, I don't care. And bloot or blottekop, yeah, that's the bold head, which is the focus on just one head here, especially not with the two eyes there. There's only one focus there. Let's go to the blast. So I have the B, the LO, the A and the S at the end. Of course I can have a lot more S's if I have or a lot more L, B, L, A, S, but this is the essence, very basic. Let's see if this fits with a blast. Yes, we can recognize the blast there, and that structure of that symbol of the blast fits actually with what the blast expresses, and also my structure underneath structure also expresses it. Let's go to blend. So I have the B, the L, L, N, the D and the T. Yeah, so I have the blend. The blend will be blend somewhere in the middle. Is this a fantasy or not? Therefore, to avoid the idea that some people would think that I'm just fantasizing and making some art instead of scientific research, let's make it more research, a real research. So let's show you in an educative way the next couple of words how I do this and how you can do this without any artificial or art way to do so. So I have the bl, we have already, we made it up, what it means, why it's there. We have the N, which is the large, a small part that can be formed into a large part. Mostly it's the smaller version. This we will put into our structure of bl, so we'll have the blun here. The A is the large area of that we can see, the large area of extensions that we will also put onto the same spot. So we have then the three layers of what is going on. It's what we come from, what we are going to form and form out of it, and then the blend in between. The T is the point of reference of where we can notice a difference, and the D is a pressure out. So what will be, if we combine this again, where will be the T? The T will be there where we'll see the difference, so in the middle. The D will of course be in that blending pressure point. So in the end we will have the blend. It expresses actually quite well what the blend is. This is the blend. It's It's what we are forming in the B and the L, what we are forming and trying to distill from our growth process. We will have something that comes out of it, that comes forth from it, and then the blend in between is what the process will give us. That's the blend. Blank is something a bit stranger. This is my expression. It gives me the impression of what is being left out, what is empty or without color or in absence. Blank is also used in Dutch. It is used for someone who is white against someone who is black, if we can still use these words. And what does that mean? In a way, without being artificial, let's do the same thing again. I have the BLE, I have the N, I have the A, which is mostly the full area, but we will focus on what we will receive in BLE, so we will have to have the BLAN has to go to the middle point. The K is the breaking point, so where will be the breaking point? Exactly where the A is, and we will have our expression of blank. There we can see, we also get the impression that it is something where something is deprived from something in an area, and it is blank. It can be deprived from color, as you can see, or it is deprived of, it's just empty, but there's nothing there, and there's no reference to someone who is white or black in that way, that how we associate it. But go ahead and make these associations. So we go to the opposite, black. Of course, with the K extra to it, there should be a denial, just the opposite of the blank. And now it's the negative absence of the being present. It's the absence. Okay, let's skip the artificial, go to the real investigation. We'll have the BLE, have the A added as well. The A area, the full A area is I will use here. I will focus upon it here, and there I will make a selection with C and K. C and K is a strange combination because the C will have tried to make a selection with all of it, with the whole area. That's why I also had the A in the full area. And the K is breaking something, so but it is breaking with the K of the full options. The K is only a part of the options, so we'll have a selection. Now we'll go more into detail with the C and the K. I expressed in the previous video that the K is a breaking point between the choice that you have between what shall I keep and what shall I not keep, what do I need to keep and and so on and so on. So between the yes and the no, we'll try to find something that makes a progress. With the C, we succeed to make this combination. We will always succeed to make this combination with the yeses and the no's, so that we will have a progress. That's the difference between C and K. The K, on the other hand, does not know which choices it still needs to make. So if we take the K, if we add the K to the C which is in balance, which has all the elements in a certain balance, with the K we will make a selection ourselves. So something will be selected out of it. It can be either the no's or the yeses. Mostly it will be something that is, it is a personal process. It will be a selection. Let's say that the things that will lack or that will be taking out will be focused much more, so that something is missing or something will break It's the black thing will be more likely than the white thing. It is taking out something as a selection. It is a kind of negative process. It's a minus thing, so we will have the minus there. So the C and the K in combination will be very easy to associate with black as the lack of something, which is also a word with A, C and K, by the way. So I hope you find the logic. I mean, there's a logic behind the letters. There's a reason why the letters, I can make the letters very complicated to explain from where it comes from, where it evolves and so on, but I will not do that all the time. This is about the formation process. Follow the process, know why some things happen, or why not. If it's not clear enough, okay, investigate it more, read the book more. But if it's clear enough in the formation process alone, okay, that's better than I succeeded in my educational videos. Now, BLEAK and BLEACH will have also these difficulties. BLEAK is the other way around. It's not black. It's not even white. It is, yeah, it's bleak. It's more white than colorful. It is losing its color. There's also something like that. So let's investigate it more thoroughly, not on an artificial way, but with the investigation. So we have the BLAAR here, the E, the A and the A. So I have the elements on the row in the white with the different elements and the E is associated as a sound. The E is what is coming in or coming out. This is in two-way directions of adding new elements, changes, that kind of things. If we combine this BLE with the E and then the K as well, so we will show, you can show that it's breaking apart it's breaking apart. It is less dominant in strength a little bit, yeah. In the bleaching, it is even a process, the S of the effect of process and so on. The effect is coming out. We are bleaching it. It is weakening in a way, or selective. It is selective in a way. We can associate it as a structure. You can understand it as a structure. I think the structure is very clear there underneath. We have BLOK. The BLOK, that's what I designed firstly. So I have the B and then the L, we have the O or the full environment, and the K, the breaking apart. So let's analyze this also without the artificial one choices. The B, the O with the environment there, the C and the K. It seems like my design, my art design, gave me an impression, yeah, this is something that is roughly cut into pieces. But if I made the design underneath, the impression was there more that it was the pressing of the part. What matters is almost like it's blocked indeed. It has a very rough result at the end. It's the block, it's the raw piece, it's the raw material. That's the block, that's the block that I will get at the end. You can sense it just by following the letters, and that's what it's most important thing to do. Try to sense it. Understand it you can do later, because once you sense it, you actually already understand it, but you can't express it into words, that's all. You just use the word. But if you understand the word, that's the starting point. Blind is also something strange. So I have this, we know that the BLE is a filter. It's kind of filter. We try to evolve something out of it selectively. But then in the middle is the in. So in something is going inwardly. Could go outwardly as well. But it is the chance that the N is going into the inward part is much larger to do so, because there's an inward movement in the middle, and the E is inserting, the E and the N combined is also inserting, so it is inserting something. It is, and you have it, it's no longer coming out. So the blind is the opposite of breaking out. It's something is coming in and it does not succeed to break out. And that way have a different association. The association seems to be as if, yeah, we have the part that cannot be moved out is the darkness, and the part that can be moved out is the light. So as if we keep out the light this way. This is an extra association, but it's the association because BLE is taking some elements out and the in is the other way around. So what is coming in is left out at the same time. Blinden or blind exist as well. So I designed this form, this last form, and let's compare it with what I found on the internet. The blinds, yeah, they fit very well. Oh, they also are meant to keep the light out. Same thing. And even if we design it, we also have this combination of what is pressed in, what is coming in, and being left, trying to be kept out at the same time. That's the blindness. It's actually also blocking out what is coming out. It's the outward movement of evolution, the B, but it's also inwardly. So it is what is coming in is at the same time blocked out. That's the last word that is expressing this. I hope that was clear enough, and actually sometimes the images are more powerful, I think. Okay, I hope that was clear enough to gradually adapt to the theory and learn to do these things yourself and understand them, why the combinations of letters are really expressed like this, and how they are really connected with what they are, or should connect with the meanings, with the sort of variations of letters that express these meanings. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. Other videos will come soon. There's a website too. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to keep yourself informed with more educational videos or demonstrations and so on as well. Thank you very much. Bye bye.